Gee, it's good having a dog around the place, isn't it, Colin?
Yeah, it is good.
Looking after him, teaching him tricks, watching him develop basic signs of intelligence. Bit like you, really, Colin.
Oh, yes, very good, Michael.
Hey.
Hey, what?
What are you doing?
I'm ironing my T-shirt. Good trick, eh, Michael?
Look, Colin, you know what this is.
It's spray on starch unless my basic intelligence fails me.
Colin, how many times do I have to tell you this stuff is not environmentally friendly?
I used a tiny little bit.
Get rid of it.
It's my favourite T-shirt.
Not the T-shirt, Colin. The aerosol.
Oh. Yeah, all right.
Julie, sheep. Oh, rock.
Hey, Julia, there's some mail here for you.
Oh, hi, gozaimasu.
Julia!
Michael, do you mind? I am studying.
How much is this Japanese course costing you, anyway?
Never you mind, Michael. It's money well spent. If I learn to speak Japanese, a whole lot of business opportunities could open up for me. Marketing, finance.
Waitressing on the Gold Coast?
One thing's for sure, Michael. I'm not going to be stuck in Pittswood forever. Watashi wa Julia-san. Watashi wa...
Hey, Colin, did you get rid of that spray can?
Yes, Michael, you don't have to worry. You will never see it again. Look who I found on my travels.
Hello, dear.
Hi, Elsie.
Hajime mashite.
Language, Julia?
It's the Japanese language, actually.
You're learning Japanese?
With the help of a small language tape and Michael's Walkman.
Well, that must be difficult.
Nah, you just stick a cassette tape in it and then press a button that says on.
I don't find it difficult to learn Japanese at all, Elsie, because I've got skill, application and determination.
I don't know how you can remember all those words.
It's easy. Application, skill and determination. See?
Japanese words, dear.
Are they?
I've got a photographic memory. All I have to do is just commit something to my memory and I never forget it.
Oh, you're so lucky. I've got a memory like a... Oh, what's the name of that thing with all the holes in it?
Michael's underpants.
A sieve. A sieve. I've got a memory like a sieve. That's why I came over. I didn't happen to leave my purse when I was over here yesterday, did I?
You didn't come over to our house yesterday, Elsie.
Oh, dear. I told you my memory was bad.
Look, Elsie, having a good memory is just a matter of discipline. All you've got to do is just try really hard, and then before you know it...
How do you do that? That's amazing.
That was the doorbell, Colin.
I'll get it.
What were we talking about?
Yeah, how your memory is getting worse.
Oh, that's right, yes. It's worse and worse. I even forgot Tom yesterday.
Tom?
My husband. It was our anniversary yesterday, and I didn't even go to visit him.
Well, bring him up. He'll understand.
He's buried in the Pittswood cemetery.
Did he die?
10 years ago. And on the anniversary of our wedding, I always go to visit him. This year I forgot. If I keep up with this, Lord only knows what's going to happen. I might perhaps forget to turn the gas off or something.
Yes, and you could explode.
Yes.
Look, Elsie, why don't I take you to the cemetery? You can visit him this morning. I'm sure Tom will forgive you for being a day late.
Oh, that's very kind of you, Julia, dear.
Yeah, what's gotten into you?
Be very careful, Colin.
I'll just go and get my coat.
Yeah, and then yesterday, Ringo chewed through one of Julia's silk teddies.
That's my doggy. Charlie.
Charlie, don't suppose you're here to take that dog of yours back?
I thought you liked Ringo.
We do. And I taught him all these tricks. There's one where I throw a frisbee and he jumps up and catches it and then eats it.
Well, Julia, you'll be pleased to know I can take him back. Yeah, the new bloke in charge at the retirement village reckons he's a bit of a dog lover himself.
Oh, good.
Well, just go and get him.
Oh, never mind, Michael.
Colin, I believe an introduction's in order.
Oh, I thought you already knew, Julia.
I'm Elsie. How do you do?
I'm Charlie. Lovely. The weather we've been having.
Beautiful.
Would you like to come and take the dog for a walk with me?
Well, that'd be lovely.
Elsie, don't forget we're going to go and visit Tom.
Oh dear, I keep forgetting. I'll just go and get my coat. Excuse me.
Well, there goes a sprightly figure of a woman.
Charlie, she's nearly 70.
I don't mind. I like younger women. Hello, Ringo. Now, we're gonna go for a...
What? All big cur.
Yes, with Elsie. How'd you feel about that, eh?
I think Elsie's exploded. I can still feel you shaking. Sit there.
I just got the shock of my life.
Yeah, so did we. We thought you'd exploded.
You all right, love?
Oh, I'm all right now, thanks, Charlie.
Fancy that incinerator exploding like that.
Yeah, fancy that.
There you go, Elsie. Colin, you didn't throw that spray can into the incinerator, did you?
I might have.
You ignoramus.
Now, don't go using Japanese on me, Joy.
Colin, don't you realise it is incredibly dangerous to throw a spray can into a fire? They explode.
Yes, I know that. Now?
You know, and I mean, you shouldn't have had the incinerator going anyway. It's bad
For the ozone layer.
Yes.
Well, come on, Elsie, let's go and visit Tom. I think it's about time.
Goodbye, Charlie.
Hi, Elsie.
Hi, Els.
Oh, that Elsie. She's a bit of a charmer, isn't she?
Yeah, I suppose she is a bit.
Yeah. Do you think it'd be all right if I looked up Elsie next time I'm in the neighbourhood?
You could give it a try.
Well, I better be off. Bye, Colin, Michael.
Bye-bye, Charlie.
Oh, there you are.
I'm sorry, Colin. I panicked when I heard that explosion. Can you imagine if Elsie had left the gas on? She'd be with her husband, Tom, in the Pittswood cemetery.
Yeah, and in Finch Street, and little bits in the laneway out the back.
Must be terrible to lose your memory. You know what Elsie's problem is, don't you? I mean, she hasn't got any companionship. Her family is scattered all over Australia.
Australia? Well, that must have been some explosion.
No, Colin, they hardly ever see her.
Michael, I have just had a brilliant idea.
Oh, yes.
Why don't we get Charlie and Elsie together?
Colin, what have they got in common?
They're both really old.
What else?
They've both got dentures.
Colin, just because two people are elderly doesn't necessarily mean they're going to get along.
But Michael, didn't you notice the way Charlie looked at Elsie? It was like this. And you know what that means, doesn't it?
Indigestion?
It means he really likes her.
Well, good. Then maybe in time they'll become friends.
Well, we can just give them all our help along.
Oh, Colin, how?
By organising a dinner party.
Now, you know, that's not such a bad idea.
Naturally?
You know, that way they could just get to know each other a bit better.
Yeah, and then get married and buy a house and have kids and send them to a grammar school.
Colin, I think that's a little bit far-fetched.
OK, send the kids to a high school.
I could prepare a special dinner.
Vegetarian lasagna again.
No, I'll cook something different.
What, sort of like in the area of food?
All right, Colin, you do the cooking.
All right. I will. Idea.
Oh, yes.
Why don't we get Charlie and Elsie together?
Colin, what have they got in common?
They're both really old.
What else?
They've both got dentures.
Colin, just because two people are elderly doesn't necessarily mean they're going to get along.
But Michael, didn't you notice the way Charlie looked at Elsie? It was like this. And you know what that means, doesn't it?
Indigestion?
It means he really likes her.
Well, good. Then maybe in time they'll become friends.
Well, we can just give them all help along.
Oh, Colin, how?
By organising a dinner party.
Now, you know, that's not such a bad idea.
Naturally?
You know, that way they could just get to know each other a bit better.
Yeah, and then get married and buy a house and have kids and send them to a grammar school.
Colin, I think that's a little bit far-fetched.
OK, send the kids to a high school.
I could prepare a special dinner.
Vegetarian lasagna again.
No, I'll cook something different.
What, sort of like in the area of food?
All right, Colin, you do the cooking.
All right. I will.
Colin, can I do it, please?
Michael, I am in charge here. How are those onions coming along, Julia?
Oh, I've finished chopping them now.
Julia, you've been crying.
Oh, I can't.
Don't worry, Julia. They're only onions. They probably hardly felt a thing. Now, after 15 minutes, take the vegetables off the stove and strain.
Use a colander.
Oh, you think it'll help?
I knew you were going to do that.
What?
Not a colander, Colin, please, can I do it?
Fancy Julia getting so upset. I didn't realise she was so sensitive.
Now, you know, deep down inside, Julia really is an old softie. I mean, have you ever seen her help prepare dinner before?
No, I haven't.
See? She wants Elsie and Charlie to get together as much as you do.
Presenting the very dapper Charlie McGee.
Charlie!
Cooking up a storm, are you?
Nah, spaghetti.
Something for the meal.
Oh, lovely. What, a bottle of red wine?
No, a doggy box. So Ringo can eat the leftovers.
Ah, great.
Well, I think I've just about broken the back of it here, apropos the food.
You cooked a meal?
Yeah, all by myself.
Should have brought a stomach pump.
Why don't we go and fetch Elsie, Julia?
Yes, let's leave Peter Russell Clark to his kitchen.
Peter Russell.
Well, it was good of you to invite me, Colin. So, you reckon Elsie might have a soft spot for me?
Well, I don't know about that, but I think she might like you.
What, complete with false teeth, wobbly legs and hair falling out?
Well, I admit that Elsie has seen better days.
I was talking about me, Colin. Well, why would she go for me?
Well, because you've got a really nice personality. Only you won't go telling those stories, will you?
What do you mean?
Well, sometimes you tell stories about, you know, bayonets in the war. Only you and me know you were never in the war.
I'm over that, Colin.
Well, you don't tell fibs anymore.
I'm proud of what I was, a conscientious objector, and I don't care who knows it. Oh, what vision splendid is this?
Cut it out, Charlie. It's Elsie.
Not bad, Colin, not bad at all.
Yes, well, I am not without some cutlery skills.
It was delicious.
Oh, I'm sorry the cheese was off. I wish you had told me, Michael.
Colin, the cheese wasn't off.
Michael, it smelt like sick.
Colin, it's Parmesan cheese. It's supposed to smell like sick.
Looks like Ringo's gonna eat well tomorrow. Thank you, Julia. Oh, Elsie tells me you're learning Japanese.
Oh, yes. Hopefully it should improve my chances of a career in business.
My husband had to work for the Japanese during the war.
Right. Toyota?
Burma Railway.
Did that pay well?
He was a POW, Colin.
Paid on Wednesday.
Colin, don't you think it's about time you got the third course ready, please?
Under control.
So, have you been keeping busy, Charlie?
Oh, yes. I got a little garden at the retirement village. The daffs are just coming out.
Oh, I like a nice daff.
Well, you've both got something in common then.
Ta-da! Dessert. I made it all by myself. So, who'd like a plate of jelly?
No worries. Ringo eats anything.
Coffee?
White, thank you.
Me too.
Coming right up.
I think they're trying to matchmake us.
Oh, they mean well, bless their hearts.
Yes, they're good kids. Do you have any kids of your own, Elsie?
Oh, 3.
They visit much?
Oh, they have their own lives to lead.
Probably gets a bit lonely for you.
Especially now Tom's no longer around. The kids used to call him the Colonel. He served in Malaya during the war until he was captured.
I never joined up.
Oh, I see.
I was a conscientious objector. Well, I thought it was balmy fighting someone else's war. Yeah, all my mates side on. I told them all they were bloody fools. And I was right.
Now, listen here, Charlie. Tom volunteered willingly to serve his king and country.
Probably too young to know any better, poor bloke.
He knew exactly what he was doing, and I'll thank you not to talk about my late husband like that.
Here we are. After dinner, Ninx, perhaps?
No, thank you, Colin. I'm afraid I have to go. Good night, Charlie.
Oh, you two seem to be getting on like a house on fire. Hi, Elsie.
Hi, Elsie.
I'm so sorry to eat and run like I did last night.
Charlie was sorry too.
Charlie? I was so offended, and I thought he was a gentleman.
Charlie didn't mean to offend you.
No, not me. He had insulted Tom. Julie, dear, I wonder, could you drive me to the cemetery? I would like to visit Tom again.
Yes, certainly.
Thank
Do you want to go now?
Yes, please. Look, I'd walk there myself, only with my memory the way it is, I'd be frightened of getting lost.
That's all right. Here you are.
Oh, what a coincidence. You know, I have a hat exactly the same as that. Is it yours?
No, Elsie, it's actually yours.
Oh.
Charlie! It's Colin. Joe, it's a nice day. I thought you and me might be able to take Ringo for a little big curve.
Can't forget the old diggers, can we?
I thought you said they were bloody fools.
They were brave, Elsie. No one can say they weren't brave. May I walk you home?
Thank you.
Oh, look. I think Charlie's been forgiven.
Yeah.
What's the matter with you?
I think Ringo's just dug up a bone.
Tony never asked me. She's got a little better taste.
Can you turn that off, please? I'm studying.
Aurori club or breast
No,
prop?
thank you, Colin. I've got my exam tomorrow morning.
Really? On a public holiday?
What public holiday?
It's show day tomorrow. It's a public holiday.
Can you get me a calendar, please?
Well, if you think it'll help. There you go. Suck in.
You're right. It is a public holiday. Well, why didn't you guys tell me about this sooner?
I did. I told you I would not be working tomorrow.
Well, that could have been any day of the week.
And don't be patronising, Julia.
Do you know what that means?
Yes, I do know what patronising means, Julia.
My exam was last week. I forgot it completely.
But, Julia, you said you had a pornographic memory.
Photographic.
I thought you said that all you had to do was concentrate really hard, and before you know it...
How do you do that? You're Cyclops, aren't you?
Come in, I'll get you a cup of tea.
Charlie, Elsie, what a surprise.
We've had a lovely day. Charlie took me to the gardens.
There, we looked at the daffs.
And then we fed the swan.
Yeah, on the leftovers from last night's meal.
That's nice.
They're dead. Just a joke, Colin.
Then Charlie took me to his retirement village, and you know it wasn't half bad.
Yeah, except that there's too many oldies.
And then we're going out together again next week. And you'd be amazed how much I remember just talking to Charlie.
Yeah, do you remember Threepenny Bits in the Christmas pud?
Yeah, they can't do that now.
And King Kong falling in love with Fay Ray.
Oh, wasn't that lovely? And did you burst into tears with goodbye, Mr. Tips? Oh, look, it's all coming back to me, thanks to Charlie.
So, when are you going to get married and buy a house and have kids and send them to...
Oh, goodness, Colin, I couldn't marry Charlie so soon after Tom.
But that was 10 years ago.
Exactly. I would be marrying Charlie on the rebound.
But we will be seeing quite a lot of each other, won't we?
Well, what am I going to do with this?
Ringo! No!
I did see that's Charlie there. And that's Elsie. And that's the little house that you're going to buy. And they're the little pink children that you're going to have. And you'll be sending the little pink children to